So today's video is about ways or things that people say to control you. Um, and people use the words, being narcissistic. And so here's the sign, being narcissistic. So we have our I love you, like this is romantic. Oh, or you're being romantic, or it's your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. But if it's a narcissist, someone who basically has fallen in love with themselves, or that's what kind of the definition is, narcissism. You have it down here, narcissism, because this is like falling in love. Who's in love? Who's fallen in love? Well, I've fallen in love. Kind of bounce it, bop, 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 So they're kind of the same concept, except it's with the I love you hand shapes. And it's going to be like romantic, but it's down here. It's like, right? They fall in love with themselves. Narcissist. So, and you can use some of these phrases for people that do narcissism or gaslighting phrases. And that's a big popular word. It's a little bit difficult in sign language. It's not the easiest way. I found the easiest sign is with your dominant hand is going to do the action, the one that you write with, and the left hand is going to do something else. So it's not a pure ASL, but it makes sense. So my left hand is my non-dominant hand, and so I'm going to be like holding on to something, and this hand's out here going, it's like they're like almost like waving something, and then they grab you, right? So gaslighting, and it's this holding on is like control, right? This is control. So this is like controlling and up, gotcha. So that's kind of the concept of it, and it works very well. I mean, I really like that sign, the way they use that, and narcissism, because the first thing we want to say is, oh, they're egotistical, like the big head, but that's not really it. It's like they're a true narcissist loves only themselves. So I really like that sign for narcissism, is narcissism. Okay, so here's the phrases that some people use to control you. And I know ASL and English are different, but the first one is, and this is not necessarily narcissism or gaslighting, but I think sometimes it can go with that, because this can be with a friend at work, or just a girlfriend, or it can be a male relationship, or just a male friend. It doesn't have to be in a romantic relationship. Oh, I was only joking. So here we have our X hand shape, and our right hand does the action. Well, your dominant hand. So for me, it's my right hand. So joking. I was just joking. And sometimes we're really hurting people's feelings, and we're not being sensitive to them. And I've probably said that too, but I have to learn that's, if I've said something, I'm just joking. Maybe I've hurt their feelings, and I really shouldn't be doing that. I haven't done that in a long time, so when I was younger and a little bit more emotionally immature. And here's another one. If you loved me, you will do whatever it is. Oh, I thought you loved me. If you did, you will do whatever. So that's kind of the phrase. This is one that I hear mostly teenagers use, or kids use. Everyone else is doing it. So everyone, so go down here, each one, everyone doing it, or all doing it. And sometimes I spell it because it is an article you would just point to. They're doing it, whatever that is, right? Because you don't know what that is, that action, that behavior, going to do something. So sometimes doing it, I usually will spell it a lot of times because it's just two letters. Okay, oh, you are too sensitive. Oh, sensitive you. You're too sensitive. Well, you're obviously hurt their feelings, and maybe we should double check what we're saying, and we shouldn't say some of those things. I thought you were different. I thought you were different. But you're you're the same as everyone, right? I've had someone tell me that before on many occasions. It's like, oh, but I thought you were different. And that's trying to say that your thinking is wrong, or it should be different than everyone else like a sane person. That to me is gaslighting. I'm doing this for your good. So, I mean, I've heard people say that. I'm doing this to help you or for your good. How would you assign that in sign language? I'm doing this to help you, right? And sometimes we might say that and it might be helpful, but it's for your good. I'm doing this because it's good for you. That I think that would be the better connotation for that. Um, you'll regret it if you don't do it. That's the English sentence. So you would say it a little bit backwards. You would say, do that. Oh, you regret will. Do that. Regret will. So sorry. That's what that is. You could do an S. It's not necessary. I just do an A hand shape because S is, I don't know. Unless I just really want to emphasize that, it's a little bit easier just because it's the same action. Because appreciates this, right, and enjoy. So you wouldn't need that. But this is sorry. So you would say, you do that? Sorry, Will. That's what regret is, to be sorry. So don't get hung up on the English words about regret, because regret means to be sorry. The next one. Here's gets where it's to more gaslighting. Nobody else will ever love you like I do. Like if they're wanting to break up or something like that. So you would say, no one else is going to love you the same as me. No one else is going to love you the same as me. So that's gaslighting. Don't be so dramatic. And I'm sure I've said that too. So you would say, dramatic, stop, or dramatic, don't. Or I would say, if I was doing an ASL, you dramatic, stop. See? Or you dramatic, finish. That's how it would be done in ASL. That's how I would do it. That's more ASL grammar. You owe me. I mean, who says that? If you're obligated to do a favor, right? And I guess that would be more like acquaintances or friends or something like that. You owe me. You owe. This is to owe. This is when it's something is due or you owe. So it's like, you owe me. You owe me. Better hope nobody says that on a date. This is another gaslighting. I can't live without you. I can't live without you. Right? And it says that it can be romantic, but it's actually a way of manipulation emotionally. But some people do feel like that way, or it's really, I don't want to live without you. So here's the gaslighting. I can't live without you. And here's a normal phrase. I don't want to live without you. I prefer to stay together or stay married or whatever. I don't want you to leave. Those are the things that you would say in ASL. Here's another mean one. And this is gaslighting because you're trying to control and get them. You're lucky I'm even with you. And I've heard people say that that's what their spouse has said. So you're lucky I'm even with you. You're lucky I'm still here, right? You're lucky that I'm staying here. You're lucky I'm here. I think those would work in ASL, but don't say these. But if you see it or if you hear it, you promised, and and a lot of people say that because it's like, oh, you've planned something and we're going to do this, that, and the other, and then they don't for whatever reason, or you think, oh, it's not an important reason. You can say, you promised to do this, and you want them to, you're trying to control it because you want them to do whatever they said they promised. So they said that is a controlling, because maybe they've changed their mind, or maybe something else more important has come up, or maybe they can change and do it at another time, that kind of thing. So, and the last one. if you don't do this, I'll be so mad. That is a way of controlling. So if you don't do this, I wonder if it'd be if you do this too, if it'd be the same, if it means the same. So if you don't do this, I'll be so mad. So that's if something was planned or you want them to do something and then they decide to not do it, or not, they refuse, not gonna do it, refuse to do it. So you could say, if you do whatever, I'll be so mad. You don't worry about the word so. You show it. I'll be so mad. Right? Or I'll be mad. Some people do the mad sign different. I don't know, I just like that sign. But mad works, so I see that a lot. Mad. If you do whatever, fill in the blank, I'll be mad. You don't have to say so mad, because they already see it on your face, and how you make the sign fills in those adjectives. And that's what I like about sign language. You don't have to worry about making sure you've got that adjective correctly. In sign language, you do it by your facial expressions and your body language. The only problem is when you reverse that, you need to make sure you have really good adjectives in there. So those are the kind of list of phrases that people will say to be controlling. And like I said, the reason why I decided to do the videos, because I hear so much of in counseling about that gaslighting and narcissism. Remember, this is fall in love, and you're except you have to do it romantic. You want to do it like this because it's falling in love, but it's because they're in love with themselves. So, and you hear so much about it, and a lot of people have taken these, and it's, and it's really just a more of emotional maturity, and we get into these habits. And so sometimes we don't want to say that, or we don't want to, make it like that. We don't want to be that way, but that's the signs of that. So we have to be careful of the words that we choose, because when we're upset or hurt or angry, then we do say those things because it's just natural. It's not because we're emotionally, immature. This is immature, but it's just something that we say, that we just kind of lash out, and so we need to be more careful about what we say and how we say it. So anyway, practice with your friends, deaf and hearing and signing, and thinking about the English, and take turns. Do it in sign and then voice it. So voices off and then voice it. So enjoy and have fun, and I'll see you later. Bye.